nice audience, nice conference, and first I want to thank the organizer to invite me here. So, I'm going to ask you some questions. I'm not a game developer, and actually I don't play game myself. So you're probably going to ask yourself, what the fuck this guy is in front of us? Well, we will come later on. So in the room, who's game publisher, game developers? Well, part of a company? Nobody? Okay, don't tell me you all sales guys. Because I used to speak at sales events and so on. So, no? No sales guys? Oh, you are sales guys, cool. Marketing guys? Cool. I mean developers, like programmer and stuff like that. Yeah. Owner of companies. No owners? Oh yeah, over there. Ah, you can be both. that's cool. Yeah, who knows G Collapse? Nobody? Don't worry, I have that every single time I speak in public. That's my job, speaking at conference. So every time when I say, who knows G Collapse? Nobody. Does someone know why the G? G. Google? No. Global? No. Giants? No. Come on, guys, we are in a gaming event. Games, yeah, that was coming for this. So, this speech came to my mind when I had a discussion with some people from Wargaming. You know Wargaming? Anybody from Wargaming here in the room? No? Okay. That was 2 months ago. I was in a gaming event in Czech Republic. And it was those guys from Wargaming, and we talked. And we were talking about the famous game, World of Tank. Who play World of Tank? Well, that's not a lot. What's the problem with World of Tank? So, who play another game from Wargaming? So, yeah, okay, cool. So, we were speaking about World of Tank, which was a massive success. And they told me the secret. Do you know that Wargaming almost crashed? Disappear? Not a lot of people know that. A lot of people think that Wargaming was totally a success story from the beginning. And actually, it went really fast. It was a success story. And then they realized there was a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Because the number of players reached an amazing amount. And then they start to see the player leaving the game. Why? Anybody have an idea why? The design was wonderful. The idea of World of Tanks was wonderful. I mean, in the Russian-speaking area, it was totally like aligned with the philosophy of the people. You like to play games, war games. You love it. It's on your DNA. But why they start to fail? No. Game was perfect. Content was perfect. It was not a problem. You almost. They built a game on a non-solid infrastructure, hosting infrastructure. That means that at one moment when there was a huge amount of people, the game started to be slow. It was not downloading. And what happened? People leave. They go play somewhere else. So let's see what happened. That's why design is nice. You are like owner of company or you're building games. Or design is perfect. I know you love it, the design. You love the content. You love to create a nice game. Even indie, you love, it's your passion. But if you don't think about an infrastructure before, and your game, boom, you lose everything. Because the player are not going to play a long time if you didn't build a solid infrastructure. So let's go see. So, Everything I'm going to say, it's logical, it's not rocket science. I didn't make like 10 years studies to tell you this, but it's basic. But usually we forgot the basic. We focus on the difficult stuff, and we forgot the basic. So, what gamer really wants? Well, they want an immersive and uninterrupted game experience. So, if you start a game and it's blocked at one moment, what do? So one time you're going to wait. The second time, I guarantee, you leave the game. Okay? We agree on that? So this is yes, this is no. No reaction, it means I'm just waiting for the lunch and I want to sleep. So don't hesitate. Yes, no, it's okay. You don't have to shout. So, we see what the gamer wants. No, what the game publisher and developer wants. Yeah, but basically they want player. So they want the player to play. If you build a game and nobody play, then you spend a lot of money for nothing. And for game publishers, it's like drugs. I mean, they give you drugs for free. Right now. Before you had to go to the shop, buy the CD, put it in the computer, and play. You pay. After that was finished. It was online, you download, it's free, play, and then you will pay later. Okay? So the game publisher, what they want the player to play. And they want at one moment, they want at one moment the player to pay. And then they want the player to pay and play more often. And that's the drug tactics in sales. They give you something for free, you get addicted, and then you don't care to pay. I have a friend, he play every time he goes home after work, the first thing he do, he open the computer, he play. At one moment, I guarantee, he's going to get out his credit card and pay for better armor, but for better weapon, for everything more. So we all agree on this? Because if you build right now a game without thinking of making the player pay, then why you make a game? There is other activity to earn a lot of money, okay? Or you're really passionate and you want to be Jesus Christ of the game and give game for everybody. That's possible also. So, how do you do that? Basic. Minimize the latency. Because if the guy have to wait long time to download your game, he's not going to play your game, I guarantee you. Reduce the burden on game servers at peak loads. So you realize that sometimes you're not the only one playing your game. Probably in your city, there is like 1,000 or 2,000 players on the game. That's what I wish for all the game developers, you know? But if your infrastructure is not built for this, then you're going to again have a problem. It's going to slow down. And when the game slow down, what the players do? Great, someone follow. Thank you. Then you need to be able, imagine World of Tanks, you need to be able to deliver heavy content game anywhere in the world faster than the competitors. And there is a huge competition. You're not the only one on the market. I mean, wargaming is not the only one. You have Ubisoft, you have other big giant, Bandai, Namco. I mean, they all compete for the same thing. Those four things. That's their priority. When they launch a game, they develop the game, but the first priority is to monetize. How they monetize the game? By being sure that those 4 points will be totally relevant for everybody. Okay? If you have the best game with content, with design, and you don't have that, you're not going to be successful. You can have the best game in the world. And of course, game publisher, what they want a lower cost for the infrastructure. And infrastructure costs a lot of money. But that's the way you go global. Without that, you won't go. So, I have a small video. You didn't know, nobody knew G-Core. So I'm going to show you a video about a little bit what...
Whoever delivers this data first wins. Secure. Fast. Innovative. G-Core Labs. We've created super fast services that will make your business more profitable. Fast, innovative, secure. gcorelabs.com. Try it for free and you'll be surprised.
So as you can see, you don't need to be a game developer or a game publisher to make good content. And honestly, in this video, they say everything what you need. So go see on YouTube, just type G-Core Labs, you will see the video. But you see, actually the car exists. It's not animation, it's the car, we use it for commercial and marketing stuff, so the car exists. So, here's the kind of distribution a huge game needs to be successful. As you can see, it's all around the world. That means that for gaming, for a game, it's important to have like their content, their servers everywhere. And I'm going to show you the importance of this with really study case, like real, what we did, what was the problem, and what they think about it. So, for the people, this is kind of the infrastructure we have built for multiple gaming. So, more than 100 nodes in the 5 continents. That's the price for a game to be successful. A huge game, of course. I mean, if we speak about indie, you don't need the huge game because you're probably going to target one market. You don't need 100 nodes, but you're going to target one market to test your game, see the result. So, 4,000 plus peering partner, 7 terabytes per second network capacity. Private network interconnection, 36. Daily traffic, 3.5 terabyte. 47 nodes, POPs, CDN, new POPs, and we are like growing and putting CDN in countries that nobody goes. Uzbekistan. You know a reason why to be in Uzbekistan? If you see the map, this entire region, Iran, Afghanistan, all this region have no hosting place, no data center, no server. But there is gamer over there. There is. Africa, we open Johannesburg. We open a data center in Johannesburg. Why? Nobody goes, in Africa. There is almost no internet connection in Africa. Everybody say, well, Africa, they don't have money, so we don't go. Do you know that Kenya have a lot of money? South Africa have a lot of money. And they have gamers also. And those guys pay for playing. But again, if it goes slowly, they won't play your game. They're going to play the game from the guy sitting next to you. You know? Who is like using this? And We have like 19 existing hosting location globally, and 10, we open 10 places. Okay? Now, study case, real case. Who know those guys? Raise your hand. Name the game. Okay. So, it's a Red Fox game, successful publisher with an audience of over 5 million players in North America, and with hits as Black Desert, FF Online, and Rumble Fighter. Who played this game already? Hey, guys, it's only 2 persons reading. So, there is many others, okay? So, what was the problem? They all have a problem. Okay. So they had a challenge. The challenge was at one moment to enter a complicated market and closed market, Latin America. It's very complicated. It's not easy to enter Latin America because there is one language, Spanish already. But then the infrastructure is not really nice. There is not a lot of data center in South America. But still, they have players. And those guys, they want to play and pay. Again. But, so we find a solution. We use the servers from the data center in Miami, which is kind of really near. Yes, I see someone with... Is there a translator? Can you understand what I say? Oh, cool. That's cool. That's cool. So, enter the market. So, server cluster in Miami, optimal traffic route, provider license, 3,000 peering partners in South America, and they were facing attack, DDoS attack. So we had to add one product, one service. It was DDoS protection. Because of them, we just opened a new product, DDoS protection. And now we do DDoS protection for a lot of game company. So that was one. Now let's take another one. Yeah, this is commercial. I mean, this is the CEO of Red Fox Games. G-Collabs is one of our key partners for successful distribution of Black Desert in Latin America. Resilient, agile, G-Collabs meet expectation. So we build the entire infrastructure from scratch for Red Fox. The entire infrastructure. Who know PlayKey? We're getting closer. PlayKey? Do you know? Nobody knows? Over there? Ah, people. Someone can tell me what PlayKey do? Streaming. Actually, PlayKey, when you have a shitty computer or a notebook, you're just logging on PlayKey, and then you can play any games. Even heavy games like Need for Speed. I mean, you can play even with a low Wi-Fi. I mean, it's magic. But there is a price for this. There is an infrastructure who allow anybody to play, to make easy. So the problem with PlayKey was this. Okay? Building a cloud gaming platform should remain stable even with a sudden surge of activity. We're getting more technical there because it's more complicated. But still, there was a solution. Was solution powerful equipment in the target region? Again, remember the map, the importance to be near your customers. Here, the customers are everywhere in the world. So we have to be everywhere in the world. Reliable data center. Not every data center are equal. Dedicated channel up to 100 gigabytes per second for video streaming. And what was really important, because it's like online, it's a platform, it's on the cloud, they cannot afford to have bricks. That's why we build only for them a customer support who were like available in 7 languages for any problem. Another one? You want to know? Yes? No? Okay, yes. Another one. So that's, again, what the CEO of PlayK say about J-Core Labs. It's blah, blah, blah. If you want the presentation, just shoot me an email. I will send you. Here we are. Wargaming. The entire infrastructure of Wargaming, it's on J-Core Labs servers. The entire. Yeah, that's really cool. World of Tank, World of Warship, World of Warplane, Pagan Lane Online. One of the most successful stories in the gaming industry. What was the problem? I explained at the beginning what was the problem with Wargaming and World of Tank. It almost crashed and disappeared. Can you believe that? No? It's one of the games the most played. So 2003, specially made for Wargaming J-Core Labs, infrastructure was awarded by the Guinness Book of Records for the most simultaneous online player on a single MOG server. 100,541 user. Then 1 year later, and it's still actual, nobody beat us. We have the world record of the number of players playing in the same time on the same game. 1,114,000 players at the same moment. Unbeaten, official world record on our infrastructure. And I explained to you what was the problem. That's the same. IT infrastructure was one of the key factors of success. They understood that even if they have the best game, without the infrastructure, without thinking before launching it, you have more risk to fail. And that will be so stupid when you build a game like this to fail because you didn't think about the infrastructure. And this goes for indie also. It goes for small publisher. It goes for everybody in the gaming industry. And most of the people who are publisher, they don't think about this. They think about the design, they think about the content, they think about the games, the developing of the games, and then boom. The last thing they think is like, okay, the infrastructure. Let's go live. Yeah, but without a good infrastructure, you go live and you kill yourself. It's like, boom, shooting a bullet in your feet. Now about indie. I mean, who's indie? Who's like indie developers, independent developer? Guys, I admire you. You do a great job. Huh? It's not easy every day. Yeah? It's not? Yeah. But it's a passion. And you hope to be big one day. You hope to find the game, the real game. So, recently we opened like help for indie. It's not only Wargaming or customer, we have Bandai, we have Ubisoft, we have many customer, huge customer, Xola for in Russia. Who knows Xola? Yeah? Yeah. You know everything. Cool. So, I mean, the same shit for bigger applies to indie. The same shit. But the only problem is that you cannot do everything by yourself. And usually you focus on the development. Am I right? Yeah. So you need help sometimes. So, providing the infrastructure for fast scaling of their project. Help them to grow as fast as possible. Because if you stay at one level at one moment, you start to be discouraged. So you want to grow fast also. Solving all issues related to infrastructure, CDN, hosting, DDoS protection, streaming, cloud, storage. So also, because we had the huge demand from indie, so we start to help them on the development also. So we provide them, so developers specialize in gaming for really like a low price. I mean, it's not, the purpose on this is not to make money. The purpose on this is to help. We make money with giant, not with indie. And because, you know, we like to develop and we like to open the new product, well, soon we're going to open QA, gaming QA, specialized in gaming QA. Is going to be open. We're just like in the process of hiring 100 QA, specialized in gaming. So if you are QA gaming QA, I mean, you can contact me this.